right, is this on? All right, good. I hope Mr. Zurcher turned it on extra low for my voice. But welcome and a Merry Christmas, everybody. How are you? Good. We are going to try to keep the talking to a minimal tonight to keep things moving. We have several groups to get through, as well as the combined events at the very end of the evening, which I'm sure you will enjoy. And luckily right now it's pretty tempered in here, but we want you to be comfortable and enjoy the show as well. So we're going to keep moving along. We'll start with the 6th grade band. We have 3 numbers for you. Our first one is entitled Jolly Old St. Nick. Play pretty well for a small group, don't they? All right, the next song we're going to do, and since it has just a small group, I've had this song in my file for 20 years. I'm sure Mr. Amy purchased it, and I've never been able to use it. It's a woodwind ensemble piece. And with 6th grade band, I'm not trying to have the woodwind play while the brass and percussion sit back there and do all kinds of crazy things. So while we don't have any brass, I figured, well, this would be a good year to try to use this. It's a tough piece. It's not really difficult to play, but difficult to put together, because everybody has their own individual part. So I really challenged the girls with this, and they've done a fantastic job. There are no percussion parts for this, so Jillian and I came up with our own percussion parts, which I'm sure you'll enjoy, at least I hope you do. And we also had Jessica from senior high sit in for us, because our first flute player went and broke her arm just recently. So Jessica is filling in for another part that we need on this also, so thank you to her on this. So please enjoy We Three King. fun piece to play with the kids because of the key that it's in, that minor key. It's you know, they're used to all their Jolly Old Saint Nick and Jingle Bells, and that's all good stuff. But it's a much more mature sound to appreciate. You know, it's like when you get older and you start to eat stuff that you didn't like when you were a little kid. Kind of the same thing for music as well. You have more of an appreciation for stuff that's more mature, we'll say. So, really great job, ladies. I'm really proud of you all. And Jessica, thanks for helping. So we have one more song, and then we're going to transition real quickly to the junior high band. So if you'd give us a moment to do that, there'll be a lot of that tonight, and we just thank you for your patience. The last one is Winter Sleigh Ride. We have our 6th grade band, junior high band now, 7th and 8th grade, and we've got a fun little number to start with. This is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Yesterday we had the opportunity to practice here in the auditorium, both individually and combined, get ready for combined events tonight. And so we've already had some chance to run through some of these. We played a concert for the elementary school yesterday, but in essence of time we didn't play everything. This one we did play. This is our most challenging number. It includes a lot of Christmas songs. We kind of laughed the first time we started playing it. It's kind of comical, almost sacrilegious, I feel at times. We go right from Jingle Bells to Oh Come All Ye Faithful to Up on the Housetop to Lo How Our Roses Are Blooming. It's kind of interesting how he intertwines these Christmas favorites, both sacred hymns and fun Christmas melodies. So I'm sure there's something for everyone in here. We hope you enjoy instant Christmas spirit. If that song didn't surprise you more than once or make you chuckle, you weren't paying attention. Thank you to a couple of my senior high members that have sat in on this, and they are not sitting in because the band is so awful. It's because we needed a few extra parts to fill out some of the arrangements. So for your listening enjoyment and our playing enjoyment, we've asked a few of these people to sit in and help kind of amplify some of these parts for us. So thank you very much for your willingness to learn some extra music. Our final piece for the junior high is an interesting song, Merry Christmas, Mr. Handel. It starts out with some traditional Christmas tunes and then ends with from Handel's Messiah, the chorus that goes along with that. And Hallelujah chorus, sorry. And so if you recognize that tradition, the king stood. He was so taken back the first time he heard this. He stood during the Hallelujah chorus. If you feel so moved to, feel free to do that. Don't be like the elementary kids yesterday that didn't realize that the melody kept going and they were standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. Oh, there it is again. The melody kind of changes for a measure or two, but it comes back in. So if you do stand up, you might want to just keep standing to save your legs, all right? This is our final one, Merry Christmas, Mr. Handel. All right, we hate to bore you with some of those logistics, but when you're flip-flopping groups so quickly and so often, making sure that they have a good start for that first note sound in tune, that's really, really important. I want you to hear good music, so thank you for your patience. This next song is the one that I've anticipated the most. I'm really looking forward to this one. I told the senior high band when we were rehearsing it the other day, just a little kind of picture in my mind of what I hear when we play the song, what I'd like to hear, or see, I guess, when we play the song. And so hopefully that gives them a little bit of emotional connection, or they can find their own emotional connection to it. I hope they do a great job on this, and we'll see. O Little Town of Bethlehem. All right, before we play our last number, before I forget a little later in the program, first of all, I wanted to be sure to compliment your children in front of you, and I'm sure Mr. Zurcher will echo me a little bit later as well, but it really was a delight to be here yesterday with the kids, both junior high through senior high. We get a little nervous about that. You've got all those groups in here. There's some dead time, especially at the junior high level, kind of sometimes that tests their patience. It's a long day to rehearse and be focused. And I tell you what, this is the best group that we have ever had. They were polite all day, they were focused all day. They were attentive to what they needed to do, and they also did a really nice concert for the elementary school yesterday. So obviously they have great parents that have brought them up. They have some great teachers that have instilled some good things in them in the classroom as well, and so we're just really appreciative of their behavior and what good kids that there are out there. So thank you for allowing us to teach them. And then also, before I forget, thank you for all of you that support music. It means a lot to us to try to keep these programs moving forward, to try to encourage more musicians at the elementary level. You can kind of see a little bit of dichotomy in the program here on the stage as we move through the program already. So if we can encourage younger musicians, families to buy into this and to get involved with this educationally, it's such a great thing. I know I'm in debt to my boosters that do so much to support us in all the areas of the arts that we do, the jazz, the concert, and the marching programs. And I'm sure many of you have heard the success that the marching band had this year at quite a large level, a 5-state level. And I'm really proud of those kids, but also we're very thankful for the group of adults and parents that come beside us to help support us and make us successful in those endeavors. And then also thank you especially, before I forget, to Janet Troyer, who helped get all these uniforms fit and get the kids looking good for tonight. So it's a big turnover for marching band season to get everybody refit and get rolling, and not a lot of time, and so she sacrifices her own time to come in for that, as many of my boosters put lots of time into the program. So special thank you to her. Marge Gordon for decorating the stage and the school. As you see, she does a fantastic job. And shoot, there was one more thank you that I was going to mention and I forgot. So I will mention it later. Hopefully it'll pop into my mind. Give us a quick moment after we play our last number, and then the chorus is going to come up here, and Mr. Zurcher will have the opportunity to sweat for a little bit. So please enjoy Sleigh Ride.
Where there is terror, music brings calm. Where there is sickness, music brings health. Where there is sadness, music brings joy. Where there is shock, music brings peace. Where there is heartbreak, music brings comfort. Where there is anger, music brings kindness. Where there is hurt, music brings healing. Where there is chaos, music brings harmony. Where there is panic, music brings bravery. Where there is fear, music brings faith. Where there is darkness, music brings light.
Hi. So this is the vocal portion of the program. So we're going to start with, this year we separated junior high into 7th grade chorus, 8th grade chorus, but if you notice in your program, they will be doing one together. So we're going to start with the 7th grade chorus. So these are all the 7th graders I have in chorus this year. They're going to be doing a song called Let It Ring, Let It Swing, Let It Snow. In this, you're going to hear a small group, which will feature Hope Hollabaugh, Jocelyn Lane, and Katie Lester. So this is Let It Ring, Let It Swing, and Let It Snow. So now we are going to bring up the 8th grade chorus, so they're going to come join the 7th grade to make our full junior high chorus. This next song you're going to hear is from one of my favorite Christmas movies called The Polar Express. It is definitely a classic in our house, although it reminds me that we have yet to watch it this year, so we may need to remedy that soon. So they're going to be singing the song Believe from Polar Express, made famous by Josh Groban. So we hope you enjoy this one. So we are going to shrink things down once again, back to just our, well, now to just our 8th graders. So this song was made popular on the TV show Glee. On Glee, they used to frequently do what are called mashups. So it's when they take 2 songs and they mash them together. So this is a mashup of 2 Christmas songs, Deck the Halls and Up on the Rooftop. So it is aptly titled Deck the Rooftop. And we have a number of small group and soloist singers. Let me grab my list of names right here. So in this one, you're going to hear Samantha Cooper, Lily Laver, Maddie Van Ort, Abigail Shiver, Alora McCarl, Cadence Cominale, and Kylie Wentz. So you'll be hearing all of them at different times within this tune. So enjoy this one. This one's called Deck the Rooftop. So in the spirit of multiple transitions, we have yet another one now. So vocal ensemble is going to be coming on next. So give us just 1 second to get them set up because they have to restage a couple things. So just give us 1 minute.
Little baby boy today in Bethlehem.
Okay, so while we are kind of setting up yet again, I did want to mention the opening number that we did, the tribute to the victims of the terror attack in Pittsburgh. I actually had a conversation with the kids shortly after it happened, and we just kind of, we're talking about it, and I said, what are some words that come to mind that, when we see events like this that happen, and so those words that you heard being read were some of their responses to that horrific event. And then I said, okay, well, we have all these terrible words, but what's the opposite of these things? What's the opposite of these feelings that music kind of brings about within you? And so that's kind of how that whole tribute came to be. So I just wanted you to know that the kids had a big hand in that, and I was really proud of their maturity as we kind of went through that process. So it was pretty cool. This last song was made famous by a group that probably almost all of you have heard of at this point, and they are called Pentatonics. This actually became the title of, I believe, their second Christmas album, and it's called That's Christmas to Me. Senior high chorus, they're going to come on out here and join these folks. We got a couple more songs for you. So those of you that are regular Christmas concert attenders may have noticed that there is a certain song missing from the list this year. And I apologize if it offends you personally, but we are not doing Carol of the Bells this year, so collective awe. Okay, I'm sorry. It's from them too, they harp me all the time about it. But anyway, not that that song can ever be replaced, but we did do another kind of bell-like carol, and this one's called Ding-a-Ding-a-Ding.
Okay, so now that we put you to sleep, we're going to wake you up with this one.
Oh, Sing and shout.
Hallelujah.
Sing and shout.
Amen.
Sing and shout.
For the child is born in Bethlehem.
Oh, sing and shout.
Hallelujah.
Sing and shout.
Amen.
Sing and shout.
For the child is born in Bethlehem.
Sing and shout.
Hallelujah. Amen. For the child is born in Bethlehem. Hallelujah. Amen. For the child is born in Bethlehem. Born in Bethlehem. Good news, great joy, great joy. Good news, great joy, great joy. The angels sing of peace on earth to celebrate. Good news, great joy, great joy. Good news, great joy, great joy.
All right, it's that time. So those of you who have joined us for previous concerts know that we always end with our big combined numbers. So we're going to bring out all of the chorus members, we're going to bring out all of the junior and senior high band members, and we're going to combine for two last songs. So give us 1 second. It'll be more than a second, I lied. It'll be like 30 seconds. Do two last songs for you. The first one, they're both medleys, okay, so lots of songs all put together into one song. The first one is called Christmas Here We Come, so you'll hear a lot of traditional tunes in this one. This is Christmas Here We Come. All right, so one last one for you. Not that you want it ever to end. And we did pretty good, all right. So this is Christmas on Broadway. Christmas on Broadway. So all the songs you're going to hear were once featured in Broadway shows. So here's the list, if you're keeping track. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, Pine Cones and Holly Berries, Toyland, March of the Toys, My Favorite Things, We Need a Little Christmas, and God Bless Us Everyone. So this will be our final song, Christmas on Broadway. Mr. Gardner.
I just really like how Mr. Zurcher has us EQ'd up tonight, and I just wanted to hear my voice on it one more time. So I wanted to talk for a little bit. I'll be doing some dramatic readings afterwards, if you'd like to stick around. But no, in all seriousness, there's an elementary concert tomorrow, and this sometimes can be a popular spot to kind of hang out while you wait for your students after the concert. But I've got to move some equipment off the stage and get it on the floor so we can pick up quickly tomorrow. I have 4 student helpers. Let's see, Kyle and Brittany and Brianna and Haley that helped me move equipment. I'm really grateful to them, but we got to get some stuff off of here. So if you could just keep this area clear directly after the concert, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.